Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please take your seats and silence all cell phones. Thank you. All right, good morning. My name is Major William Burgess, and on behalf of Colonel Edwin Chilton, the 7th Brigade Commander, Murray State University President Dr. Robert Jackson, Lieutenant Colonel Bernard House, myself, and the Racer ROTC Battalion, I would like to welcome family and friends to the Murray State University Fall 2023 Commissioning Ceremony. A special welcome to 7th Brigade Commander Colonel Edwin Chilton, CW4 Ritchie, the Assistant Director, Center for Adult and Regional Education, Natalie Thurman, and Marla Pointer, the Program Director for Integrated Studies Program. Today, you will witness 2 Murray State University cadets pen second lieutenant, receive their oath of office, and join the United States Army. Will you please stand for the playing of the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation given by Cadet Ignacio.
Let's pray. Father, thank you for this morning where we get to celebrate an amazing accomplishment. Towery and Graves have been a trustworthy teammates, mentors for not only myself, but many in this program. I pray that they would continue to be just that as they continue their career. Would you give them wisdom, empathy, and integrity to best lead those they are appointed to? And will they all be all they can be for those under them and those they serve alongside? I pray for their family, that you would guide and protect them, and that they would share in this amazing accomplishment. Amen.
Please be seated. In 1952, a contract establishing ROTC at Murray State College was signed by Murray State and the Department of the Army. The first classes were held in the fall of 1953, and the first students were commissioned in the Army in 1956. In the early years, ROTC was mandatory for all freshmen and sophomore males. In 1969, the Board of Regents reduced the mandatory requirement from 2 years to 1 year, and in 1972, the mandatory requirement was dropped. During those years, it was a common sight in the late afternoon to see hundreds of cadets marching around campus in the Army green dress uniform. Due to downsizing of the military, the ROTC program at Murray State closed in 1997. During the 45-year history of ROTC at Murray State to that point, 1,058 young men and women received their commission as second lieutenants. Many of these went on to have distinguished military careers, and several died in service to their country. On December 2nd, 2003, Murray State President F. King Alexander, members of the Kentucky Army National Guard, and the U.S. Army Cadet Command entered into an agreement to offer Army ROTC on the Murray State campus once again in the fall semester of 2004. The ROTC program was staffed with full-time officers and NCOs of the Kentucky Army National Guard. The program once again offered the young men and women of Murray State University leadership training and opportunity to serve their country as a second lieutenant in the United States Army, the Army Reserves, and the Army National Guard. On May 1st, 2006, Murray State ROTC commissioned its first 2 lieutenants since its closing in 1997. Cadet Jeffrey Newnham and Cadet Andreas Shaban were commissioned as second lieutenants in the United States Army and began their obligation in the Kentucky Army National Guard. The guest speaker was Major General retired Bobby Brashears, who received his commission through Murray State ROTC in 1956. As of May 2023, Murray State ROTC continues to shape and commission leaders, scholars, and athletes as competitive U.S. Army officers for international training, opportunities, and service abroad. Murray State President Robert Jackson and the continuing education program's continued support have enabled the Racer Battalion to continue their proud traditions of leadership while commissioning approximately 2,000 second lieutenants to date. Ladies and gentlemen, the Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Bernard House.
All right, good morning. To our distinguished guests, family, and friends of the Racer Battalion, thank you for joining us for today's ceremony. To the families of our soon-to-be second lieutenants, thank you for joining us for today's ceremony. As it is said, when one member of the family joins the military, the entire family does. Welcome to our military family. Thank you for playing a pivotal role in getting into this point. Because of your support and sacrifices, here shortly, they will raise their right hand, take an oath, and become the Army's newest second lieutenants. Thank you for instilling in them the work ethics, discipline, and values required to serve as a member of the greatest military in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for our family members in attendance today. To Cadet Graves and Towery, today marks the culmination of your college and cadet years. Army ROTC is demanding. It requires cadets to be self-motivating, disciplined, and physically fit. In addition to all the university requirements, you have to endure many sleepless nights, field training exercises, physical fitness tests, and other challenging events. However, due to your hard work and dedication and your determination, you succeeded. Today you have arrived. You have arrived at a point where shortly you will take an oath that you will adhere to for the rest of your military career. An oath that was first given to those officers serving in the Continental Army beginning in 1775, later modified in 1884. An oath that contains the phrase, having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant. A simple but powerful phrase. Never take it lightly. With this oath comes a tremendous amount of responsibility, one of which is leading our nation's greatest treasure, the American soldier. Always remember that. Always remember you're their leader, you're their lieutenant. Some days will be hard, but stay the course. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for Cadet Towery and Cadet Graves. It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Major David Howe, United States Army Reserve. Major Howe spent 35 years in the Army National Guard, serving in Afghanistan, Bosnia, Cuba, Germany, Ecuador, and Panama. Some of his assignments include commanding of the 1103rd Military Police Detachment, Officer Candidate School Instructor for the 238th Regimental Training Institute, and State Marksmanship Coordinator for the Kentucky Army National Guard. His current assignment is the Commanding General Staff College Instructor with the 11th 108th Regiment. Major Howe currently works as the Military Science Instructor at Murray State University. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Major David Howe.
Thank you, Colonel House. Colonel Chilton, Chief Ritchie, Ms. Thurman, Ms. Pointer, family, friends, and guests. It is my honor to speak at today's commissioning ceremony. Today marks a significant milestone in the lives of 2 exceptional individuals, Cadet Towery and Cadet Graves, as they stand on the cusp of a new journey in service to our nation. As they graduate from Murray State University's ROTC program and commission into the esteemed ranks of the Kentucky Army National Guard, we gather here to celebrate their dedication, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to duty. As you step into your roles as officers, know that you carry with you the hopes, dreams, and trust of a grateful nation. The path ahead may be challenging, but it is in facing these challenges that you will truly shine. You're entering a world where your decisions will carry weight, where your leadership will inspire, and your actions will make a tangible difference. The Kentucky Army National Guard is gaining 2 exceptional leaders. Your training has prepared you for the responsibilities that lie ahead, but it's your dedication and passion for service that will set you apart. Remember, leadership is not about titles or ranks, but about the willingness to serve and the ability to inspire others to be their best selves. Soon to be Lieutenants Graves and Towery, I applaud your choice to commission into the Kentucky Army National Guard. As you know, I served for over 30 years in the National Guard, and I fully appreciate the Guard's role not just as a reserve of the Army, but as an integral part of supporting and maintaining the well-being of the citizens of the Commonwealth. You will need to not only be successful in your civilian career, but maintain yourself at a high state of readiness to be able to lead your National Guard soldiers in times of disasters at home and, potentially, to fight abroad in our nation's wars. You 2 individuals occupy a special place in my heart as a member of the cadre here at Murray State ROTC. You were among the first cadets that I helped enroll in this program, and I've enjoyed and occasionally been somewhat surprised to watch you develop from teenagers into new Army officers who will now be expected to uphold the Army values and train, lead, and fight along some of the finest soldiers in the world. Always remember the importance of teamwork, camaraderie, and looking out for one another. Your strength lies not only in your individual capabilities, but in your ability to work together as a cohesive unit, supporting and uplifting each other through every endeavor. May your careers be marked by success, your leadership inspire greatness, and your service be a beacon of hope for generations to come. Congratulations on this momentous achievement, and may your future endeavors be filled with success, purpose, and endless opportunities to make a difference. Thank you for your service, and may God bless you both on this incredible journey. Congratulations.
The infantry branch is a branch of the United States Army first established in 1775. Known as the Queen of Battle, 10 companies of riflemen were authorized by a resolution of the Continental Congress on 14 June 1775. However, the oldest regiment, regular Army Infantry Regiment, the 3rd Infantry Regiment, was constituted on 3 June 1784 as the first American regiment. The infantry branch insignia consists of 2 gold-colored cross muskets, vintage 1795 Springfield musket. Cross muskets were first introduced into the Army as an insignia of officers and enlisted men of the infantry on 19 November 1875 to take effect on or before 1 June 1876. Numerous attempts in the earlier years were made to keep the insignia current with the ever-changing styles of rifles being introduced in the Army. However, in 1924, the branch insignia was standardized by the adoption of cross muskets, and the 1795 model Springfield musket was adopted as a standard musket to be used. This was the first official United States shoulder arm made in a government arsenal with interchangeable parts: flintlock, smoothbore, muzzle loader. Cadet James Graves was born in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He's the son of Ruth and Kenny Graves. Cadet Graves is graduating with a Bachelor of Integrated Studies in Military Studies. The bar pinning is an opportunity for family members and loved ones to participate directly in the commissioning ceremony. Not only does the act signify the first time an individual wears the rank of an officer, but acknowledges those people that helped the cadet earn the commission. It honors and signifies the love and support provided to the new lieutenant. By pinning the new gold bars onto your loved one's uniform, you also represent the many others that helped develop an officer of character. At this time, Cadet Graves' mother, Lieutenant Colonel retired Ruth Graves, and father, CW5 retired Kenny Graves, will pin Cadet Graves as second lieutenant to the United States Army Infantry Branch. Colonel Chilton and Lieutenant Colonel House will now present Second Lieutenant Graves with a certificate of commission. The Silver Dollar Salute is an honored tradition. A brand-new second lieutenant proudly hands a shiny silver dollar to the first enlisted soldier who salutes him or her. Congress authorized this on April 2nd, 1792. The silver dollar traditionally is the only coin given in exchange for the first salute. The coin represents more than $1 in currency. To every new officer, it is a special significance. It represents a symbolic receipt of respect due to the newly earned rank and position. It signifies a deep sense of gratitude from the new officer for the knowledge that enlisted soldiers, especially NCOs, have passed on to them during training. It is acknowledgement from one professional soldier to another that says, "Welcome to our service and to the profession of arms." Second Lieutenant Graves' Silver Dollar First Salute is the Sergeant First Class Grover Murid. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant James Graves.
I swear we practiced that so many times. I'd like to thank everyone out here tonight, or this morning, sorry, all a little bit frazzled. Thank you to my family, thank you to everyone at ROTC, and a piece of advice for the cadets that are here, just the only thing I can leave you with is do what is right always, never compromise your morals, and everything will be okay. Thank you.
George Washington appointed the first engineer officers of the Army on 16 June 1775 during the American Revolution, and engineers have served in the combat in all subsequent American wars. The Army established the Corps of Engineers as a separate permanent branch on 16 March 1802 and gave the engineers responsible for founding and operating the United States Military Academy at West Point. The engineer branch insignia consists of a gold-color triple-turreted castle. This castle has been used by the Corps of Engineers since it was adopted in 1840. Prior to that time, an insignia of a similar design was worn on the uniforms of the Corps of Cadets, United States Military Academy, since the Academy was under the supervision and direction of the Chief of Engineers. Selection of the castle as engineer's insignia followed the first major construction undertaken by the Corps of Engineers, the building of a system of castle-like fortifications for the protection of harbors along the Atlantic coast. These fortifications, many of which are still standing, were in fact called castles. By 1924, the insignia had evolved into the current design and color. Cadet Sawyer Towery was born in Marion, Kentucky. He is the son of Tricia Boyd and Robert Towery. Cadet Towery is graduating with a Bachelor of Integrated Studies in Military Studies. At this time, Cadet Towery's mother, Tricia Boyd, sister Carly Towery, and father Robert Towery will pin Cadet Towery as a second lieutenant to United States Army Engineer Branch. Colonel Chilton will now present Second Lieutenant Towery with the Certificate of Commission. Second Lieutenant Towery's Silver Dollar First Salute is to Sergeant Cole Puckhaber. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Sawyer Towery.
I'm going to keep it short and brief as well, just like now Lieutenant Graves did. Thank you, family and friends and people within the program, for coming out this morning. It means the world, I know, for both of us, and for everybody who drove, in significant ways. Thank you. It means the world. I personally, I don't have any words of wisdom or guidance or anything. Just stay the course. You get through it by all means. But I want to give a special thank you to Major Burgess, beyond all things, because no matter if I was in bad academic standing or doing something wrong or something, he always had my back and always wanted to get me across the finish line. So from the bottom of my heart, sir, I thank you.
And yeah, thank you, everybody. So that's all I got.
Will everyone please stand as Army's newest second lieutenants receive the oath of office from Colonel Chilton. The oath of office is an important ceremonial gesture signifying the start of one's military officer career. Importantly, it makes a public commitment to the duties, responsibilities, and obligations associated with their new position. It serves as a reminder that they do not swear allegiance to a senior, agency, or other appointee, but an oath to support and defend the United States Constitution and faithfully execute their duties.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Soldier Terry,
Having been appointed an officer
have been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation
that I take this obligation
freely,
freely,
and that I, without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the Army song, which you will find printed in your program. March along, sing your song. We're the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. When it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. Wherever you go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of Murray State University Racer ROTC Battalion, I thank you for attending. Please follow to the front of the stage and congratulate the Army's newest second lieutenants.